Okay.
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 Okay. Hello, Hambini. Nice to meet you, finally.
Yeah, what a pain it was to get this arranged. Yes,
That's
you
right.
too. How are you? How's the weather?
Oh, the weather in the north of Spain is crap. Like really, really no summer. I guess in England too, eh?
Yeah, the weather is pretty poor at the moment.
Awful. So how's your biking? Bad weather, no biking?
Yeah. Well, I don't really like riding a bike. I just ride to offset my eating habits. So I can ride the bike so I can go to eat lots of junk food.
Junk food.
Yeah, I'm not a keen cyclist at all.
I'm gone away, and it won't be long. I'm gone away, and it won't be long. I'm gone away, and it won't be long.
That is correct. So I was going to ask you about FTP. Remember I told you? If you
Yes.
know your FTP, functional threshold power, or you care about it, I guess not.
Do I know it? The last time I measured it, it was
Sorry?
250. That was a while ago, and then I just stopped caring. I just didn't care anymore. So now I don't know what it is now. It may be 200. I just don't know. I don't care. That's it.
Okay. Well, the connection is not perfect. I see you and you're talking and you're moving, but it's not like perfect. But anyway, the audio is more or less okay. So we'll go ahead. Okay.
Okay.
What's your weight per kilo?
Weight per kilo.
Yes,
Watts
watts per kilo. Like you are 250. That's 250 after or before the correction. So do you use an indoor trainer or not?
I used to have a Wahoo kicker, but then I got bored of sitting on a turbo trainer for ages, and then I stopped doing it. So when I was using it, it said the FTP, so I assume it's corrected, was 250. So if you do that, my weight 73 kilos.
73.
So what's that? 3 point something. Yeah, it'll be watts per kilo will be 3 point something. I don't know.
Yeah, maybe 3.5, something like that. Okay,
Maybe.
so you used to use trainer road, not Swift, no Be Cool trainer road.
No, just trainer road.
Trainer road. Well, that's pretty boring unless you watch a film or something.
Yeah, that's right. It's boring. That's the problem.
Yeah. So, do you know a Trainer Road podcast?
Yes, I do. I do know about it, but again, I find it boring, so I don't listen to it.
Yeah. Well, talking about you and about your channel and about being able to have over 60,000 subscribers talking about bottom brackets. That's boring, not Trainer Road. That's boring, but you can do it. Like you can actually get together over 60,000 subscribers. Like, how do you do it?
Yeah. The trick is engineering is a dying industry, certainly in Europe. Engineering, manufacturing engineering is dying. And one of the key things with YouTube is to make it engaging and make it funny, make it relatable so that people watch it. So they're not really watching the bottom brackets. They're just watching some idiot in his garage messing around trying to fix it, and they find that entertaining and they engage with it. So that's that.
I'm sure I miss most of them being Spanish and stuff, but still it's still fun to watch, and still I know we all learn, and we thank you for your honesty. Although you've got some enemies out there, eh?
Loads of them.
Lots of them. Let's talk about the biggest one, Canyon. What happened? Why did you upset so much Canyon?
Well, I wouldn't say I upset them. Just the thing is, if you release a product into the marketplace and it breaks in front of 50 million people on TV, like a handlebar, as in Mathieu van der Poel's handlebar, or the seat post, then that's not really the done thing. Now, if you take other industries, let's say, Volkswagen in the car industry, they got absolutely shafted for fiddling diesel emissions. Now, with the handlebars, it is a direct safety issue. I don't actually have anything against Canyon. I think some of their engineering is very good. So I have a Canyon bike that I've actually chopped up, and it'll be coming on a video soon. I'll show you it. Bollocks. So this is, I don't know if you can see it, it's a Canyon frame.
Yeah, I see
We
it.
took a chunk out of it. Now, the reason we took a chunk out of that, this is a Trifox frame. I don't know if you've seen that one as well. And again, there's a piece that's been taken out.
Yeah, okay. And what's the difference between a Canyon and a Trifox?
Not a lot.
Not a lot.
No, mechanically, when you test the physical carbon layer, there isn't really much difference with it. The Canyon is, it's a well-made bike. That one that I've just cut up down there is well made, but in terms of the actual strength of the carbon and the stiffness, there's not a huge difference in it. But that's the nature of bicycles, isn't it? It's a lot of it is what people say they've done, and the technical, when you actually go and look at it, they have said and done it, but it's not a huge difference. So, I mean, as far as that frame goes, I'd say that was well made. I've had some Canyon frames on there that have been shockers, but lie. I mean, that's it. It's when the frame comes along and it's crap, then I'll tell the world, and if it's good, I'll also tell the world. So there you go.
Did they finally sue you, or that actually didn't go through?
I can't comment.
You can't? Sorry?
No, I can't say anything.
You can say anything? So let the beast sleep, no?
What do you mean? I don't understand. What less?
Well, I mean, it's like you don't want to get into trouble.
To be honest, I don't care. That doesn't bother me. But there's more to it than is out there in the public. That's all I can say.
Because I've been researching and I haven't found the videos, and I haven't found. It's like most of the stuff that happened, it's not on the web anymore. No, it's like.
There's, I mean, half the thing is I abide by an engineering code. So one of those engineering codes is, if someone comes along and admits that they're at fault, then we sort of have a gentleman's agreement where people take stuff down. And I'm not picking on Canyon especially. I'm not saying they've done this, but other people who've come along and said, yeah, we've sent you a duff bike frame, and then we're going to take it down. That's fine. I'll take it down.
Okay, so we don't talk about Canyon specifically. The truth is that frames are mostly nowadays made in China. Most of them assembled in Taiwan. Many major brands do not manufacture anymore in Europe, in the States, not even in Taiwan, but in China. And I guess Chinese know what they do and know the stuff. And I guess the whole thing about it's a Chinese bike, it's a Chinese frame, that's over, no? That's like
dead. That's dead. That
100%.
is dead. I think the days of associating China with poor quality have gone. Fundamentally, the frames are all made somewhere in that region. So Vietnam, Taiwan, China, somewhere around there. And a lot of those frames are being shipped to Europe and then painted and then sold on. But I think that's going to change. I think what will happen is, and you're seeing it already, the expertise in China is not to be sniffed at, and there's a lot of carbon expertise there. So you will get to the stage where Chinese bikes are just mainstream bikes. So those brands that are almost fairly niche at the moment. So like Windspace is a good example. Windspace has got a lot of coverage because sent a few frames for review to people on YouTube, people on the internet, and then they reviewed them. And then the conclusion they came to was it's not a bad frame. So it's not a bad frame, and it costs a quarter of someone else's frame. There's not really much of an argument, and it'll only be, and that's the other thing, when you send frames to people, and this is one thing I don't do, is you never really see me review a frame by riding it, because I'm not going to be able to tell the viewer at home that one frame is stiffer than the other. It's just not going to happen. Whereas if I cut the frame up like I did down there, and you've got a number, and then there's no argument. The number says it is stiffer or it is lighter. So that's it. But I think maybe within, you can already see it. I can't remember if it was Bianchi or Colnago who are shifting their production back toward Europe. The EU will put measures in to make it financially unviable for companies to outsource their manufacturing, bring them in, and then they'll put some anti-dumping tariff or whatever on to make the bikes more expensive, to try and make it.
Well, I'm experiencing something similar to what you are saying with a brand that I trust and that I know that is made in China called Elves.
Yeah, the frame Elves, yeah.
Yeah, and they're going to try to establish in Europe, and I'm distributing the frames, and the quality is superb. They've got the UCI stamp and the ISO security stuff. And man, I take an Elves frame and an S-Works ultralight frame, and they weigh exactly the same, and they look both amazing, but one is like 900 and the other one is like 4,000 or 3,800. It's like, and they're trying, but they gotta make a name for themselves. They are big in China and they're a major brand in China, but here it's just they've got all the way to go, and they will find, as you say, problems with customs, with UA regulations that will stop them, and I guess it's normal. I don't know what will happen, but what I know is that paying 8, 9, 10, 12,000 euros for a bike, no matter if they use Di2 or AXS or whatever, it's just like seems like stupid for me. It's like I just I can buy a car for that. Like,
yes, yeah,
but
yeah.
well, that's how it is, no?
Yeah, that's it.
That's it.
That's
Okay. And I wanted to ask you about Shimano axle being 24 mil.
yeah,
And dab SRAM or rotor or most of the other ones being 30, 29-ish mil.
Yeah.
That's still Shimano. Shimano is going to still use 24. And does it make any difference in stiffness? Because there's always something about the stiffness. Like every bike is 15% stiffer than the bike before. Like bike should be like 200% stiffer, and axle is the same. Like I just don't get about the stiffness.
Yeah, it's called bullshit.
Yeah.
The Shimano axles are steel, so steel is stiffer than aluminium.
Mm-hmm.
So the 30mm axles and the 29mm axles tend to be aluminium. It has a bigger diameter, so you get something called a second moment of area, which is bigger, and the second moment of area defines the stiffness. The problem, if you actually do the maths, the stiffness of a 24mm steel axle and a 30mm aluminium axle are about the same. Bigger aluminium axle it uses bigger bearings, so they would be 680 centimeters. Because what you do is you do 06, and that's your 30, and then Shimano bearings tend to be 6805. The key thing is, I mean, people market it about weight, but the worst one is durability, because bearings are hardened steel. They're very, very hard, and aluminium is extremely soft. So based on that, you know, you're going to get something wearing out. So an aluminium axle will wear out very, very quickly, compared to Shimano, who, in my opinion, have thought about it, and they put plastic inserts between the bearing and the axle. So the axle never really wears out. The plastic insert will wear out, but the axle won't. So you'll get much better life from a Shimano.
The problem is that buyers don't care. You know what I mean? So like, okay, so you're buying a bike and you actually know you're not only going to use it 4 or 5 years. No. So many people that have money, they don't care so much about durability, I guess. They care about fashion or I don't know, but not about durability.
I think you're right. I think the marketing is geared so that people will try and sell you a dream rather than in reality.
Mm-hmm.
So if you want a bike to last, then you know, steel axle is a no-brainer. It's a complete no-brainer. So that's it.
Well, and the last questions, it has to be about your bottom brackets. Your bottom brackets, they're handcraft, they're handmade, I guess. They're made by you. They're British. They don't come cheap. It's import now, taxes and everything. No, are they worth it?
Are they worth it?
Are they worth it?
No.
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 No. But they are good. They are not worth it, but they are good and they are yours.
I think, well,
I'm gonna buy you one. I'm gonna buy you one. You know that. I'm saving.
I'll send you one.
No, don't say that.
Address. I'll send you one. I mean, if you take one of my bottom brackets, yes, they're expensive, but I think they're well made, and I think other people will say they're well made. There's not really much of an argument there. Whereas if you take a bike frame of equivalent value, so let's say the 3,000 or 4,000. In fact, what last bike frame was €7,000. I mean, it's crap, absolute crap. You put the gauge in and you can see the light behind it. It's just a joke. So I think people should get a reasonable level
Yeah.
Cool.
What they pay for, yes. Of course. Well, one thing about bottom brackets. BSA bottom brackets,
Yeah.
are gonna crack less no matter what than pressfit. No, if you don't want problems, if you don't want creaky bottom brackets, because I see lately some major models are coming back to BSA. And talking about Trifox, I am making bikes with my own brand that are actually Trifox, just because they've got BSA bottom brackets, and I just find it so easy to deal with and no creaking, and like, why bother? Just to maybe save 2-3 watts. I don't know.
Well, I mean, I think what's happening is people have got pissed off with creaking bottom brackets, and the manufacturers have realized that it doesn't take much for an end user to say, you know, the bottom bracket is out of spec, and then they have to return the frame, and returning a frame costs a lot.
Expensive.
We want to avoid that. I mean, returning a bottom bracket is a small part, it can go in the post, whereas returning a frame is a much bigger deal. So to reduce that, and the poor public perception with press fit bottom brackets has pushed them down that way. Now, you know, I've said this before, all modern bottom brackets are press fit because the bearings press into the housing. As a trend, I mean, I can see that press fit bottom brackets are on a decline, definitely on a decline. The BSA is coming back.
I mean,
and
some specialized last models are actually mounting it. And you know what? I think this chat is very boring. I want to say something like, I don't know, like fuck or dickhead or show me your Disney towel, please, and like say something funny and just to say goodbye and like, what the heck? Like, send the industry to fuck off. Please do something funny. Show me your Disney towel. Do you have it with you?
Of course, I got it with me.
Come
I always
on.
got it.
Come on, pal. That's correct. That's awesome. Like, that's so amazing. How can you actually clean it? Actually,
I have to go.
You have thousands of them. One for every video.
No, I take it to a special shop to clean it, and give the guy a bit of an advert on my video. Go get your blanket washed here. But you are right. The press fit is dying. Is dying. So within 5 or 6 years, we'll be back on threaded.
Nice to know. You were born in England. How is your background?
So if you watch references in there, so I'm from Marseille.
Marseille. Now maybe that's why you love so much time frames, because you come from Marseille.
Correct.
Correct. Well, Hambini, very nice to talk to you. I won't steal from you any more time. I really thank you for your videos, and I hope I help to introduce a bit to Spanish public here in Spain, Hambini. Okay, and I translate our conversation.
Yeah, if you get any questions, then send us an email.
Okay. Nice to talk to you, and keep on rocking.
All right, and if the video recording's crap, then we can do it again, because I know how to sort it now. So we can go
It's a bit so. Maybe in the future we can try to do it like spot on, no? Like we nail it. In the future we nail it.
All right. Okay.
All right. See you soon then.
See you later.
Goodbye.
Bye.
Goodbye. Thank you.